right, guys. Another big thing in the news that everyone was following was the second impeachment trial of Donald Trump. Right, so it kind of had a few days of lawyers going back and forth, a lot of evidence being presented, a lot of new footage from the Capitol. Riot was gathered. It was compiled. It was played. A lot of crazy stuff. So he was acquitted for the second time. So this obviously means that he can, assuming that he makes it past 4 years, another 4 years on this planet, he can technically run again for president in 2024 if he wants. So we all know that he's the biggest Republican on the Republican Party. Actually, the Republican Party is the Republican of Donald Trump, since we all know that now. They're all loyal to him. The fan base is all loyal to him. They all stormed the Capitol on his behalf. So is it possible that he, for the next 4 years, will just not be able to stay out of the spotlight? Go ahead and continue to rally his base, maybe continue to have actual in-person rallies for 4 more years until he can run again. What do you guys think?
Go for it, Hector.
Yeah, it's a dangerous thought to to think of, because we all know, like you say, he's number one, right, in terms of Republicans on the Republican side. Obviously, he had the highest voter turnout, right, like for as a Republican in the history of Republicans. So yeah, people love him. People are loyal to him. It is scary, but on the flip side, I think that the fact, I think the difference will be is the next 4 years is going to bring a new wave of voters, right? And that's going to be key. I think what votes are going to go where, right? Because as of right now, most people already kind of have their side. And it's going to be a dogfight if we just kept the same voters. It could be a dogfight in the next 4 years, especially depending on who's going to run, right? So, is it clear that Biden's going to want to run in 4 years?
No, it's not clear.
No, right. It's not clear. That we don't know at all. We don't even know if he's going to make it past these first 4. To be honest,
yeah,
a lot of people think that
any of these guys.
Yeah, a lot of people say that if he falls ill or whatever, that's why Kamala Harris is there. She's young, she's spry. She can do she can do 10, right? She can do like 2 of Biden's and then 8 of hers. No?
Oh yeah, no, just
is that not how it works?
That's a good one.
Yeah, right. She can do 10 total, right? Like, let's say, or does I don't know how it works. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I was like 10 years.
Like if he something happens to him, if he gets sick or whatever in 2, and she takes over for 2, and then she can. I don't know how it works. Gio, what do you think?
Well, I do know that Biden specifically said that he was not going to run again. Right, he said during the campaign trail that he was just going to run do the 4 years and then pass it on to somebody else. But I think so. There are a couple of perspectives on this, right? If he runs as a third party, like for the Patriot Party or whatever the fuck it's called, that might actually be a good thing, right? It's going to splinter the Republican Party in 2 parts, and it's going to make it easier for Democrats to run or to win. And not only that, I think this could give the opportunity for progressives to be a lot harder on the Democratic Party to be like, hey, we now will be the party on this side is splintering now. Now we have the opportunity to splinter on our sides and actually like lead a progressive agenda, right?
So what do you think is more likely to happen, right? That the people who are on the Republican side just flock over to the Trump party, or is there really going to be a fracture that's severe enough that the Republican Party is just going to have to be recovering for the next, I don't know, like decade or so?
I know that just a small percentage in drop in registration with the Republican Party means that the Republican Party is no longer viable, at least at the national level. So all you need is a few percentages to drop and to go to Trump, right? And that's it for the Republican Party. That's what I've heard. And I think that if he does run as a third party candidate, like if he starts a new party, that's possible.
What would he name it?
I think they're talking about it, calling it the Patriot Party.
Alan, what would you name it?
Fucking the Super Doo Doo Party 5000, dude. That shit is. I just don't get it, dude. Like how people can even listen to a word this fucking idiot has to say.
Hey, so real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
22nd Amendment allows for a person to serve. All right, here we go. Let me read it. It's pretty short. 22nd Amendment puts a limit on how many times a person could be elected to be president. A person is limited to being elected twice or once if they have already served more than 2 years as president. So yeah, so if Harris was to serve 2 years, then she could only run once. But if she only served 1 year, she could run 2 more times for a total of what, like 7 years?
9?
9 years. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was almost right.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Might as well be.
So yeah, another thing I wanted to highlight too was that out of all the garbage Republicans that could have voted for Trump to be guilty, we only got 7.
That's right.
So
and I think all the ones that everyone already kind of had their mind set. I don't think there was. I think it was only one person that flipped sides. There was already 6. So I think there was 6 going in saying that they'll go, they'll vote, to impeach him, and then that other one was the one that flipped during the trial. So everyone kind of already had their mindset.
Well, we would have had 8 if Mitch McConnell would have voted the way he actually felt, because he later then fucking literally said Donald Trump was guilty for the insurrection, but he voted not guilty. So I don't know what the fuck that thought process was.
Yeah, so I think the reason behind, well, let's be honest, we know the reason behind why people voted the way they did. But if they were looking for some type of reason to vote for Trump to be impeached, it had to be tying him to the insurrection, like directly, and not just by showing the footage and then showing the people storming it and just kind of like, just kind of assuming that, putting 2 and 2 together without the middle part. I did remember hearing that during the insurrection, Trump was like enjoying it, watching it on TV. If that's true, then that could probably be a piece of evidence that will help some Republicans turn their vote. Nah. Yeah.
Too late now, though. Right.
Yeah. But I'm just saying hypothetically, like that, if that was true, I don't know how true it is. If it happened or not, I'm gonna put my money that it happened. I'm sure he was enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because he was probably watching it saying like, "Look, I did this." Like, yeah, because that's what he fucking wanted, right? So
what is that? What is that reason? You alluded to a reason why they voted against impeach or going through with the impeachment, right, in the Senate. Why is that? Is because there's a bunch of voters in their districts or in their states that support him, right? And so it's about power, right? And the Republican Party has always been about seizing power, right? Whether it be the pushing Supreme Court nominees or cutting taxes for the rich and just shoving all that through, right? Whenever they have power, they just want to accumulate power, and they'll do anything necessary to do that, including acquitting Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like as far as like Mitch McConnell, he was kind of like doing what do you call that? Fucking double speak, right? So he was up there saying one thing, but he did another. But because he still thinks that there's reasonable Republicans out there, he's like, yo, you know, Donald Trump was out of pocket for this, but I voted no because there's still a shitload of people who love Donald Trump, right? So
Yep.
he's like fucking gathering whoever the fuck he can that'll still want to follow them.
Yeah, typical politician.
Yeah, and that's how
Being very
this-
vague about it and just
So, as far as the party now being fractured, who if let's say Biden only goes once, he only wants to be president for one term, right? And we have Kamala versus Trump 2024. This, like, what do you guys think happens?
Yeah, that's
depends.
yeah. These next 4 years are really gonna set the is gonna set up that fight, really, or no fight. I mean, I think if Biden and Harris are able to do a good job, they'll have enough support going into the elections that they're not gonna even worry about, you know, being Trump by Trump.
Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you hear. And if you want to hear some of the issues that you care about discussed on Discussion Lounge, go ahead and drop them in the comments section.